Bitcoin, Litecoin, OneCoin, and Ethercoin are leading the new currency evolution, and businesses like yours are reaping the rewards. Businesses worldwide are beginning to accept Bitcoin to eliminate the hassles and transaction fees of banking and payroll services. Bank fees, holds on your money, and hassles with payroll companies can be a thing of the past. With the new currency, you are the bank. Join us today with Amazon best-selling author Tom McMurrain and learn how you can use the latest in digital currency to eliminate all the fees and how you can reward your employees in currency that actually appreciates in value. Open your business to the new currency community and the future of payments. And now we invite you to join Amazon best-selling author Tom McMurrain along with your host Rich Casanova and get connected with the future of payments.
All right, Rich Casanova here once again, another episode of the New Currency Show with Tom McMurrain in the studio. Tom, how are things today so far?
Man, they're awesome. I love that intro. It gets me fired up. I feel like Mission Impossible. Let's go. I'm ready.
I know. Let's make it happen. So let's jump right into the top stories. What's on the short list headlines and in the world of digital currency?
Well, let's say we've got OneCoin. The founder of OneCoin, Dr. Russia Ignatova, featured on the cover of Financial IT magazine. And, here's a company that's had a lot of controversy. It's neat to see them get some really credible media with an organization like this. This goes out to all the banking industry. Right. So it's kind of an industry magazine. But the editor said he thought that OneCoin was a scam until he did his due diligence on it and actually featured them on the cover. So that's a real nice plug for OneCoin. And, it's interesting. This is a woman that comes out of McKinsey. She's got a doctorate in law from Oxford. She's got a master's in economics. I heard she did both of her degrees at the same time.
Wow.
Which is pretty incredible. I got a doctorate in law and my master's at the same time.
Right.
But very bright lady, came out of McKinsey, and she started a company that has really taken the world by storm, but she's taken a ton of criticism for the way she's done it. She more like Steve Jobs took criticism for Apple and having closed source code.
Right.
And, there's a lot of people out there in the digital currency industry. They're not really giving them any credit for what they've done. But the one thing I will say about OneCoin is they have created awareness for digital currency more than any organization, positive awareness than any other organization out there. They got 1.8 million members, which is like 5 times larger than the traditional digital currency industry. But interesting article, not a lot of meat. I mean, you kind of hear their mission is in the article where they're talking about helping the unbanked, and they're talking about helping, they talk about migrant workers that go to another country, like the Mexicans come to the U.S. and they send money back to Mexico. And that happens in every country. They have different nationalities. But good article. I don't see any facts or figures or anything like that really tell about the company, except for she seems to be a great lady with an awesome mission.
Well, it's just kind of another key indicator, a stepping point for the cryptocurrency industry, if you will, like the 60 Minutes piece was about awareness, right?
Well, M-Pesa, I think her mission is very much in line. If you haven't seen, you can go to YouTube and look up M-Pesa, M-P-E-S-A, 60 Minutes, and there's a 13-minute special where they really talk about what she talks about in this article, and that is helping people reduce the cost of transactions from one country to another. But it's, I don't know, it seems like a noble mission.
Well, and as you mentioned, getting some heat or some press. And most folks that are ahead of the game, right, forward thinking, they're disruptors, as you've written the book, right?
Well,
on the seventh
disruption. But it's funny. I've got a funny say. They say if you're like one step ahead of everybody, you're brilliant. If you're 2 steps ahead of everybody, you're freaking crazy.
Right.
She may be a step and a half.
Well, that was the Ford and the Einsteins of a different generation, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what else is? We have some other articles we want to kind of.
We've got
discuss here.
Yeah, everybody's been talking about Athyrium. Ethereum is being used by Microsoft And well, I guess we'll tie in all their Microsoft.net and transactions, and it's going to be a payment infrastructure, a transaction infrastructure. They call it a distributed network.
Right.
And distributed means like you, me, and Craig are sitting here, and we can distribute information amongst each other or value amongst each other,
right,
without having to have an intermediary like a post office.
Well, this article talks about distributing energy.
Yeah, that's
right?
cool.
Peer-to-peer exchange on the platform of renewable green energy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, here's the deal. You got solar panels on your roof.
Right.
I need energy. Okay, how do we go about doing that? Well, they have it set up to where I could actually buy the energy directly from you through the grid. And I don't have to go through a power company. I can just buy it from you.
And the power companies wouldn't be typically happy about that, much like the banks with cryptocurrency.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot, much like the music industry with Napster. They weren't very happy about that one either. But, it's interesting. When you talk about distributed networks, you've got Uber's a distributed network. They match up cars with drivers and passengers. And so it's interesting. Uber, by the way, do you know it's a $70 billion company? It has a bigger market capitalization than Ford and GM.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and it is, again, that disruptor, but it's peer-to-peer exchange. We had a show earlier in the week that Uber came up during the discussion. Tom, this I found fascinating. They said that up until recently, the airline and the car rental industry have been running neck and neck, right? However many planes go, so goes the rental cars.
Right. Yep.
But there's been a tipping point now that they're no longer aligned. The rental car has been dropping because of Uber.
Yeah.
People are now landing and taking Uber as an alternate versus a rental car.
Yeah, it's a brilliant. I've got a friend that's in Louisiana. He owns a huge limo company, and they have actually gotten involved in it. They're not fighting it, and he's like the head of the transportation committee of Louisiana.
Right.
And so he has to be against Uber, but in general, he owns a limo company. So talk about a conflict of interest there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I think the idea of a emerging distributed economy, what they call peer-to-peer concepts. We can remember Napster, where we could download music from each other. That's essentially what they're talking about. But this ties into the refrigerator, talking to your gallon of milk. I was doing a presentation last night, and I said, this is the way it's going to go, Rich. Your gallon of milk's going to be sitting in the refrigerator. It's going to go, hey, refrigerator, I'm a little low on milk over here. You might want to order some, because the household owner here likes milk. And the refrigerator's going to go, yeah, you know what? You are half empty, and I'm going to order some from Amazon.
And my coffee machine's got to start talking to the internet pretty soon too, right?
I know. And then we're going to have arguments, and there's all kinds of tension and stuff like that.
Right.
It's pretty cool. So that's cool to be able to buy energy. So this is a company, LO3 Initiative. They're out of Brooklyn, if you want to look them up. We got I don't know. It's pretty cool to be able to buy in. I like the idea. I mean, think about the Tesla batteries that are coming out. What if I could charge my Tesla battery, my home battery?
Right.
And by the way, those are very affordable for people that have like an electric bill of $500 or $600 like I do.
Right.
It's a no-brainer. But to put 2 panels on your roof, and let's say the battery fills up with energy, and I want to sell the energy back to the grid or to my neighbor, that's going to be very cool. So, but people don't understand the blockchain technology that facilitates this distributed network is also what makes the currencies work as well. And that's really what we're talking about. But the blockchain is really the foundation of the seventh disruption, which is the book I wrote.
Yeah, absolutely. And how would folks find that?
Pretty easy. Coinlifestyle.com. They can go there and request a free copy of it.
Okay.
And they get access to our free membership community, where we have emails that go out every day on new information and keeps people in the loop. We're very much on the cutting edge. So
then you also have a blog as well, right?
Coinlifestyle.org. Yeah. And we, a lot of these articles, we do summaries on them and stuff, and the links, so everything that we cover on the show, they can go to the blog and actually see the articles uploaded there as well. Okay.
And I know you mentioned the blockchain and some of these topics. If you're just tuning in right now to the New Currency Show, go back to the initial episode and or to your site to figure out some of these terms, because we don't want to rehash those.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the next article here.
My advice is just keep absorbing it.
Okay.
And the more you hear it and the more you hear of our analogies and our examples, there's framework in place where we can explain it in other terms and analogies and stuff.
Right.
And that's why when we talk about Uber and we talk about Airbnb, here's Airbnb. That's another distributed network, one of the largest hospitality companies in the world. They've got more rooms listed on Airbnb than Marriott Corporation does.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. But anyway, let's jump to the next article. Treasury cracking down. They're planning a crackdown.
Wow, that sounds like
my God.
You need that music again, right?
Yeah, I know. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. But actually, this is over in the UK, but we know it's coming to the United States as well. But here's the funny thing. They want to crack down on Bitcoin cryptocurrency anonymity in a bid to tackle criminal use of digital currencies. Well, you know, when you talk about anonymous, if I have $100 bills in my wallet and I go to the street corner to want to buy something illegal, I can do about as anonymous transaction as you've ever seen in your life.
Absolutely.
But if I try and use digital currency, there's actually going to be a transaction of me sending it, say, to Craig.
Right.
You know, and so I look at that and hey, I'm all for KYC. And that's one thing that OneCoin's taken criticism for, by the way. Right. She is KYC compliant. The rest of the industry saying it's really none of your business. But, you know, if you're going to do business in the United States or any first world country, they want KYC. KYC is know your customer.
Know your customer, yeah.
It means you have to upload a copy of your driver's license, your power bill, your bank statement, or whatever. They want to know who you are. Why?
I'm guessing for taxes.
Let's bring it down to brass tacks. They want to know who they can tax and ultimately monitor your spending habits and all of that. So, but the blockchain, of course, is a public ledger of plus and minus column of every transaction being done by everybody in the network, and that'll lead us to an interesting article here in a minute. But I'm all for KYC. I don't mind it at all because I certainly don't want terrorists using digital currency. They probably use the U.S. dollar for terrorism more than anything, realistically, or the euro because they have a $500 note. But if they do get on this, it could be a bad thing. So I think what they're doing here is not a bad idea.
Just put some checks and balances in place, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not against taxation either. I mean, I think taxation, we have great services in the country, and the United States has a decent tax structure. Hopefully it won't get worse.
Right.
But I love how the Treasury declined to comment on how currencies, government currencies, have been linked to criminal activity where they were used to buy drugs, weapons, and the Treasury declined to comment on that.
Right, yeah. We know what that means.
That's a BFO, blinding fact of the obvious, we call that. So, here's a fun article.
Yeah, I love this one here.
Yeah, Donald Trump, and I don't know how I missed this Wisconsin thing, but I was probably so upset that he lost the Wisconsin race. We know that was all fixed anyway, but that's for another show.
Right.
But no, Trump calls to make all campaign donations in crypto and launches Trump coin.
That was just bound to happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to have. I mean, if you're going to be that big, if you're going to be in charge of the country, you got to have your own currency. But I look at that, and I think cryptocurrency is an answer to transparency in government and where special interest donations are coming from. I think it's a great idea. I don't think the special interests are going to think it's a great idea. I don't think the politicians are going to think it's a great idea.
Or the big banks, which, like in this article, it mentions Bernie Sanders, and one of his big platform or talking points is what the big banks have done to our economy. Right, so
Trump coin sounds better than Bernie coin.
I agree.
I think I'm gonna vote for Trump just because I like the sound of it, so it gets coin better. But no, he talks, and by the way, I love he goes, his coin looks classy.
Right.
I'm like, how does a serial number look classy?
Right.
You know, I think Trump actually thinks it's an actual physical coin.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
no,
he pictures it as a gold coin with his face on it, but he does say, and quoting, look, and you believe me, folks, it's a great coin. You won't find a better cryptocurrency out there anywhere other than the Trump coin.
Yeah. But you think about with all his casinos and everything, he has the ability to create a river. He has a big enough following to create his own cryptocurrency like an Amazon would or a PayPal would. Mike Tyson, I don't know if he's got big enough following to start his own coin, and I think he's trying. But it's interesting when you look at this article, the idea of transparency is great. The idea of having the Boys and Girls Club having their own coin, having the Chamber of Commerce have their own coin.
Right.
There will be thousands of coins. A lot of people don't realize that, but there have been coins around for a long time. They've been called frequent flyer miles.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But those aren't crypto coins, but they are a managed form of value that you exchange. And really, that's all currency is. It's a language of how we exchange value. And I think what Trump really solidifies here is that he could create a coin. And
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know, we could actually create Rich coin. You know
Nice.
do you know who Trump reminds me of?
Who?
Richie Rich.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
I have to read. I mean, that picture on that article, and I think this came off of CoinDesk, by the way, but it was a really good article. I actually went back and searched for it in CoinDesk and couldn't find it. I'm going to have to look. But here's interesting. At the end of the article, he said, Ron Paul said the Fed has taken our money. And he says, I think it's a great idea. You know, the Federal Reserve has taken Americans' money and made it practically worthless through inflation.
Right.
And that's the real selling point of digital currency, is that it is not inflationary.
Right.
It actually appreciates in value and decreases the cost of your services. And so Ron Paul's, on the right track here. But I really hope one day that we have a fully transparent financial system in this country. It'll make this place much more honest. I love that.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah. So last article, and we know that Tesla takes Bitcoins to order a Tesla, but here's a guy, Mason Borda. He's an engineer at BitGo, creator of Get Money, and I think he's kind of doing a little promotion for some stuff that he's actually created in this article, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I've done that before. But anyway, he ordered his Tesla Model 3, a car he had never seen or ever driven, with an anonymous currency created by an anonymous person using a virtual wallet with invisible money.
Boy, we living in different times these days, right? I mean, you'd never fathom that even just 10, 15 years ago, right? We're not talking a century. But yeah, and Elon Musk is a big proponent of digital currency as well, right?
Yeah, he's had some really great comments about digital currency, some great quotes out there. I think anything that helps facilitate more business, create more wealth, as long as it can be taxed, I think the government's going to be for it. So I don't think that cryptocurrency, the only reason it would be an enemy of the government is if they don't want the transparency that it offers. Right. But outside of that, it gives them an irreversible ledger. So when you talk about audits and stuff like that, man, if you've done the transactions, you cannot go back and alter them. All the stuff with WorldCom, all the shenanigans on accounting and all that, that would be done away with the blockchain and an accounting system on the blockchain.
Again, back to transparency. And what I found fascinating about this article, too, this Mason Borda, is that he, in 2010, his first Bitcoin purchase was from 2 pizzas from Papa John's.
Yeah.
Right? And then fast forward, Tesla got on his radar, and he was able to make a transaction through digital currency. And then and there's another statement here. I love this. This person, Steve Coase, was quoted in here saying, "The world will only get weirder."
Yeah.
Right? Which is just like this idea of disruption goes back to that, right? We're just living in different times. And you mentioned this, it mentions in the article about he was able to purchase this vehicle in a matter of under 60 seconds, with no instrument cluster. It reminds me of Carvana, which is a phenomenon, right? That people can purchase a car they've never seen, never touched.
Deliver it to them their house.
Deliver it to them.
Yeah, no, that's just the day we live in. I mean, everybody knows that the Tesla is going to be nice. You're not going to be disappointed when it shows up at your house. And, but I think, when you talk about disruption, and before we get into our core topic today, disruption is when the value chain that's vital to the existence of an industry, country, or company is cut.
Right.
And we saw that happen with Napster. We saw it happen with Wikipedia. We're seeing it happen with, look what Tesla's doing, 12.5 billion orders, $12.5 billion of sales.
Right.
And I guarantee you their market cap after this car is probably going to be more than both GM and Ford combined.
Wow.
So talk about a disruption, but there's been a lot of companies. Look what WordPress did to the printing industry.
Right.
Look what podcast is doing to the traditional broadcasting industry. So that's a disruptor in itself, where anybody can set up their own radio studio and become the next, Perez Hilton. I know that's your goal, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. More Bloomberg, but
more Bloomberg.
Thanks. Yeah,
with a little Perez flair.
Nice.
I saw that pink shirt. Yeah,
nice. Good. Thank God it's just radio. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They can't see us, but I am filming. This is all.
We are videoing.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, let's jump into a topic you want to delve into today: the process of acquiring these coins.
Yeah, that's a big question. People think it's like Hotel California. Once you get into a coin, you can't get out.
Right.
You know, I got that tune in my head.
Yeah.
But no, when you there's 3 ways to acquire coins, and what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about all 3. The last one is the most important, and it's the greatest opportunity in digital currency, and it's called mining.
Okay.
We'll talk about that last, but that is going to be the topic of next week's show too.
All right, so stay tuned for that one.
The whole show will be dedicated to mining, and you don't want to miss that one. But first, it's pretty simple. You can go on to, say, blockchain.info or any coin wallet, and you can set up a wallet in minutes.
You say any coin wallet.
Yeah, they have it's like banks have you can go to any bank and set up an account.
Okay.
A coin wallet's like a bank account.
Okay.
And like when you go to I always tell people go to setupcoinwallet.com.
So that's a website.
Setupcoinwallet.com.
All right.
That's a 4-minute instructional video on how to do a Bitcoin transaction. Most people have never done one. So I remember back in the 90s, we were going around teaching people how to send emails to each other.
Right.
And people were like, "Oh, so we have to go around the post office." I mean, people were really freaked out about it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you mentioned horseless carriages. I listened back to that and I started laughing when I heard that. I just envisioned in my mind of people diving out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, no, when you think about setting up your coin wallet, they'll give you a QR code and then an account number.
Okay.
And that account number you can send to somebody, or I can go into my coin wallet and scan your QR code. I can put in the dollar amount that I owe you, scan your QR code, and instantly the money goes into your account. So on Setup Coin Wallet, you set up a coin wallet. It takes about 2 minutes. All you need is a username, an email, and a password. Actually, just an email and a password. And it gives you instructions. My email's on that video.
Okay.
If you send me your account number, I will send you $1 or $2, depending on how good I'm feeling for that day.
Right, yeah.
And give you another video to show you how to donate it to United Way.
Oh, nice.
Because United Way is the largest recipient of digital currency donations. A lot of people don't know that. But it's a real good way of getting used to it, and it blows people's minds. I love doing presentations on that. But so you can acquire a coin wallet for free. A lot of times you don't have to put ID in or anything. I like blockchain.info. They've been around a long time.
Okay.
There are companies like OneCoin. Their wallet is free as well, but they're just getting started, and their e-commerce platform hadn't launched, but that's coming out. You can set up one with Coinbase. You can set up with Kraken. We'll talk about that on number 2 because those are more brokerage accounts. Have you ever set up an E-Trade account or TD America Trade or?
Yeah, that, and then it's kind of similar process with PayPal as well. There's some analogies there. Right?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's probably closer to the brokerage to E-Trade because it has a buy and sell platform on it where you can actually tie the account. Let me make sure we finish up on point number 1. You've got the website address. If you want to put up your QR code in your place of business right by your cash register, and somebody comes in and buys $100 worth of products, you say it's $100, and they go, "Do you take Bitcoin?" You say, "Yeah, there's my QR code on the cash register."
Oh, wow.
They scan it. They type in 100, they scan it, and your account on your mobile phone pings. That means you got the money. It's an irreversible transaction. They can't leave, like with Visa, and dispute the transaction within 60 days.
Right.
Okay, so you don't have the fraud.
It's guaranteed funds.
It's irreversible.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, look up the definition of irreversible.
right.
I'm pretty clear about that. But they can't dispute it.
Yeah.
And then you also don't have the credit card fees.
Oh,
so
wow.
I have a lot of business owners say, so I can just put up a QR code on my cash register and I can avoid credit card fees, and then let your whole community know by doing a press release that your place of business is now accepting Bitcoin, and all of a sudden people will come in and start using Bitcoin at your store.
Wow.
And you can go to spendbitcoins.com and you can list your business there as well. Spendbitcoins.com. Spend.
Okay, yeah.
Spendbitcoins.com. There's several sites like that. They're popping up everywhere. Second way to accept digital currency is to set up like a brokerage account, like an E-Trade account.
Okay.
And there's lots of companies out there. Kraken, Kraken, is very popular. Coinbase is too, but it's not available in all states in the United States. But Coinbase.com is really a great one. Very easy to use. But this is like an E-Trade account. You set up your account. They give you a coin wallet number, and you can go in and say, I want 10 Bitcoins. Mm-hmm. That would be like $4,000.
Right.
It's gone up this week, by the way. But you can order 10 Bitcoins, and they'll deduct the money from your checking account. And put the coins in your account and you're good to go. Now, if those coins double in value over the next year or multiply times 10 times in value over the next 2 years, like Tim Draper's saying or projecting, the value of your coins will increase in value. Your buying power will increase in value. So there's a lot of people that are starting to look at this as kind of a hedge against a unstable currency.
Yeah, this is very different versus old currency, right?
Yeah.
Because I just had that aha moment, right?
Yeah.
So it's new currency is what the show's about. Everything else is old currency.
Everything else is old currency. Get rid of that old currency.
Right.
Yeah,
it doesn't appreciate relative to our buying power.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
No. I mean, when you look at it's running up a down escalator. If you're hanging on to your dollar, it's eroding in value every year. And people wonder why they're not getting to retirement. It's like, I want to, pick them up and slap them around a little bit and say, got you, dude. I mean, what you're working for is working against you.
Yeah.
How about that? That's a hell of a quote right there.
What you're working for is old currency.
Yeah, what you're working for is working against you.
Yeah, right, nice.
I don't know that my Sam Jackson voice. What you're working for is working against you. What's in your wallet? What's
in your digital wallet?
Yeah. So, and the last way. So, like I said, you can go set up just like an E-Trade account, and based on how much documentation you upload, they'll increase your limits every.
Right.
You can't go in there and buy $1 million right away. Just so you know. So if you're wanting to do that,
and is the third way as a merchant?
No. The first way is, I mean, you can acquire coins, but you can set up a coin wallet or a merchant account or something like that. And really, the first was to accept it for products and services that you're selling. That's really the first way. The second way is set up a brokerage account and buy and sell it on a brokerage account. And then the third way is mining coins, and that's the one that throws everybody for a loop. I'm going to talk really about the benefits of mining first, because that'll lead us into the mechanics of mining next week.
Okay.
But the reason you want to mine coins, and let's say that Ben Bernanke called you today and he said, hey, Rich, we're doing a bond offering for US dollars in about 90 days, but we need some paid in capital today.
Right.
And if you're willing to put some capital in today, we'll give you the dollars for 25 cents on the dollar. And in 90 days, when we go public, your 25 cents will be worth $1. How would you like to do that?
I'm all in, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's what mining coins is all about. It's where you put in paid in capital or energy and what you're doing in the Ben Bernanke example is you're bringing currency into circulation. Okay, that's all we do.
Right.
That's all miners do. They bring currency into circulation and they're rewarded. Now, in some mining operations, they also get rewarded for confirming transactions. So if I send money to Craig, your computer that's mining coins may actually verify that I have the money on the public ledger to send to Craig.
Okay.
So mining has a couple functions, but I try and keep it in layman's terms. And there's probably tech people going, oh my God, I can't believe you explained it that simply. But, and they're sitting there tapping away on their four keyboards, But, the reality is when I mine coins, the thing I realize is I get them at a deep discount. And when they hit my account, I've made a gain.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So I have coins that I've mined at 43 cents that have appreciated to $6.37 in value in 12 months.
Wow.
That's not bad.
That's astonishing.
Yeah, my cheeseburger's gotten cheaper, dude.
Right.
My cheeseburger's gotten cheaper. So who made my cheeseburger cheaper? That's my next book. But digital currency did. New currency did.
A few years ago, you could have bought a pizza. Now it becomes a Tesla.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, but so mining coins, I just want to tell people that there's different ways to mine coins. You can set up servers. You can go to a shared server space and rent rack space, like with Genesis Mining.
Okay.
Genesis-mining. That's who I use. I like them. I don't get any commissions from them or anything like that for saying that. But I want you to know that there are good mining operations out there and there's bad.
Right.
So you got to be very careful. If you're
probably we'll talk about that next week. Is how do you distinguish one from the other, right?
Yeah. Don't make any decisions until you listen to the show next week. Okay. Genesis Mining's a good one, but OneCoin is a new company. Theirs is real easy. They use a token-based system, and it's for the layman. For people who don't want to get into setting up servers and buying rack space and understanding what megahertz are, OneCoin's a great way to go, and they're having huge success with their mining operation. You simply purchase educational packages and you get tokens, and these tokens you can use as a form of energy to mine coins. It makes a lot of sense.
And I know you've said this before. This is something that you should just look at incorporating as part of your portfolio and kind of have fun with it. Those first few transactions, right? Don't put a whole lot of money up front. Just kind of get a chance to kind of play around, experience it, and then see if it's how you want to move forward.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we just had about a minute or so left. What do you want to leave us with here today?
I was going to sing for you today.
Well, we are out of time.
We're out of time.
Yeah.
No, hey,
that note,
next week's topic is mining coins, and no, we're going to talk. We're going to go into depth. I got some guests next week about mining coins and the different ways, and I'm excited about that. I want to stress, it's the number one opportunity in digital currency, and yes, you can look at it as part of your portfolio as a hedge against the declining dollar. Right. And, of course, you have the increasing digital coins, which we're excited about. But, man, it's been a real pleasure today. I hope people take action on this. And, hey, take action, little action. You don't have to do big action. You can put in a little.
All right.
Okay?
Exactly. Have fun with it. Yeah.
Have fun with it. Use it as an education experience. But if you follow us, I think you'll be on the right path.
Yeah. And speaking of call to action, so remind folks one more time to reach out to Tom. What's
Absolutely.
the best way?
Yeah. Coinlifestyle.com if you want to request my ebook. And I have an audio book, too, that comes with the email. Make sure you put in the right email. Otherwise, you won't get anything from me.
All right.
And second, you can go to coinlifestyle.org. And we've got information there. We do webinars and all kinds of things, but we're going around. If you want me to speak to public groups, business associations, you want me to come do a live example to your group or your company, maybe you've got a bunch of employees that want to go on digital currency and save money on banking expenses.
Right.
I'm game.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll see you next week.
Game on. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for joining Amazon best-selling author Tom McMurrain and your host Rich Casanova, along with their guests on this episode of The New Currency Show. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes as they delve into the future of payments, and be sure to check out www.coinlifestyle.org for show updates, and as a listener of the show, a free ebook and more. So head over to www.coinlifestyle.org and join us next time on The New Currency Show.